Okay, folks, welcome back to Sunset Falls. We have a few different problems we're going to be working on today, but a few exciting things coming up as well. So let's start with the bad news first. We are experiencing rolling blackouts. It's not great. It's not great, especially for all these folks who live over here. You can see if we just play the game briefly, you're going to see some of these resolve and some of them keep going. But it's just, it's kind of a mess. And we want to have a good reputation as a city with a good service offering and a good power grid. So I think one thing we're going to want to do today is build a small kind of services facility so we can make sure that we're serving power to this area. In good news, however, we are getting real close to becoming a big town. We have to pull in roughly 1,400 more people, but that's going to be, not only is it going to be huge for all of these different reasons, we're getting some blimps, awesome. We can start expanding our first campus area, super excited about that. Have way more policies, which is great to see. But I think this is the real game changer here. We can start zoning high density residential and commercial in addition to office zones. And I think that's just going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to get a bunch of interesting new things here, especially in terms of transportation. So we have some new metro options, which I'm looking forward to. The deep space radar, that's pretty cool. Awesome. I did just get the natural disaster DLC during Paradox's PDXCon sale. I gotta be honest with you, I mostly wanted it for the water output capability. That's something I think will be really nice for us is we're looking at different ways to kind of use this mountain range, all of the mountains that we have over here, and just kind of do something really interesting with them, especially as it comes to water and potentially stopping water, right, long term. But for now, we're going to take a quick look at some of the other things we got going on. Like, I do not understand this. Somebody is going to have to explain this to me sometime because we are missing a bunch of uneducated workers, apparently. I may have to look into, being able to underemploy people or employ overeducated people into certain roles because this is just becoming ridiculous. I don't know how to do it. We wanted to build a very educated city, but apparently the war industry is not going to play nicely with that. But for now, let's start our public works campus. I did want to put in a small geothermal plant here. I think this is the type of power that's a little bit most consistent, I would say, rather, with our current options and also our desire to be a sustainable city. So I found this little kind of corner of the mountain range right over here. I think we could do some interesting things with this long term, but for now, I think we just want to throw in our little public works space here. So I'm just going to actually switch over here, kind of just pull this around the trees, run through the trees here, and get ourselves over here to this space. And we'll just run 25 along here. Sounds about right. 25 up. There we go. I think we can even go 25 over. Beautiful. Right back down. Awesome. Okay. So now that I space that out, let's see if we can actually fit this in here. Perfect. We totally can. All right. We're just going to put this right here. Alrighty. So that should start working. And then we'll run some power lines over the mountains. This may be the less realistic aspect of this. But I do think it will solve our ultimate issue right now. So we're just going to run these down here, run this line right around there, and then right into that space for the city. All right, and we are now delivering power through there. Awesome. Okay, so one thing I did want to touch on too before we get too far into our next building area for residents is what we're doing over here. I know it's been several episodes since we worked on kind of this original starting space. So I kind of want to explain a little bit about what I think we want to do with this larger area and then how we want to get about accomplishing that, right? So the first thing I'd say is that we've already known since the beginning that we want to make this kind of more of our planned community area. And I think it'd be really interesting to put more of our government buildings here and really have a nice planning space here. So that's something we're definitely going to be looking into. I then think kind of coming along here, what we could do is definitely have our style become a little bit more modern. We may even want kind of some nice industry or maybe put some really like fancy, expensive houses along here. I think that could be really interesting. Make this like a little bit more secluded kind of at the mouth of the river here. That's some high-end stuff. And then we wanted this to be, really dense and really have the core of our downtown city right around this kind of curve here. I think acknowledging that we do want to do some very intentional planning even in this core of the city here in terms of how the rest of this looks. I'm kind of waiting until we get high density residential zoning to really see what this will look like with the appropriate zoning in it. So we're kind of just leaving this here for the minute. I think we can come back to this relatively soon though and really see what we're going to do here and do some really neat stuff here. We'll also have to deal with things like huge transportation options and potentially get another bridge over this bay here. I was for a long time debating if we wanted to use this space as kind of our working port for the city. But I actually think that thinking about this, we need a port that's facing the ocean. I don't think this is really going to work for any sort of working port that would be taking in a lot of international cargo or any sort of kind of ocean cargo. So we kind of have two options in that sense. We could bring all the ships right around through kind of the mouth of the harbor here and over here. And there's one option. We could still use this as our working harbor, but I don't really love that concept. And so what I'm debating is potentially artificially extending this out kind of around here and building an external harbor on this side, and more so connecting this to this area with some bridges, some public transportation, and kind of putting some really interesting buildings over here. I'm not 100% sure what they are yet, so we'll have to figure that out, but definitely something I'm thinking about. So if you have any suggestions or anything cool that you think could be here, keep in mind this is going to have some great views of the city when it's there, in terms of the city being right here. So we could potentially do some high-rise residential here or something a little bit more interesting than that. Let me know, because I definitely don't know what makes the most sense here. Okay, all that being said, let's hop back over here and see if we can cram 1,400 more people into this space so that we can get our high density commercial, or sorry, high density residential. Well, high density residential and commercial. So one more thing to think about before we get too far ahead here is what other fishing industry buildings we have. Okay, so we have our generic fishing harbors, but we now have anchovies and salmon in our fish farm. So I think we could drop down a few fish farms potentially kind of along here. I think could be interesting. Ooh, we can't get them too close to the fishing routes. I see. That could be problematic. Maybe over here then. All right, so let's actually go ahead and do that. I think what we want to do is replace this street and go back. I don't know why I clicked on that or that, and put in our fish farms right kind of along here. Let's see. All right, so we are able to connect there. And we'll just throw another one in for now. We're going to go back in and fix this. Okay, it did pick the right kind of street though, so that's really encouraging to see. All right, so let's get these disentangled from each other, because I think these are a little aggressively tangled. So first of all, let's do that maybe, and let's move this down and move this back a little bit here. And I think we can actually leave that one there. So actually here, we'll probably have to move this up. It'll be a little bit further along. And this is kind of like a pier anyways, right? So, okay. Yeah, that actually looks really good there. Okay. And then we'll just kind of gently nudge these two together here. Oops. What do we need? These are like basically exactly aligned. They're not. But what if we bring this down just a little bit here? Can we... hold on. Let's keep this over here and let's rotate that. Let's rotate this just a little bit up. There we go. I think we can get this to work. Get out of here, tree. How do they still look? Okay, in the river, they still look just fine. 180 and 172. Okay. I think we can do this. All right. That's almost close enough. Well, all right, let's try one more time. Oh, don't select that. There we go. Now, okay. I think that might be as close as we're going to get. I'm okay with this. I think this is solid. So let's actually go and pull this back out again. I liked our little bridge. I think we can still make this bridge work. All right, we're going to use this. Yep. All right, let's curve up here. Just like that. Start climbing. All right. And we'll pull it. There we go. Okay. Cool. Actually, let's make sure we make all this the same height, though. All right, we want to set this all to this height. There we go. Oh, that got a little bit weird, but I think that'll be okay. Yeah, that'll be okay. Cool. All right, so now we have our fish farms over here. Great, nice. We'll get there eventually. No, they're operating normally. Okay, cool. Maybe in between them, can we fit one of our other salmon? Interesting. Well, where are the actual... Which fish do we have? If we click on this. It's orange, it's anchovy, the red is salmon. Okay, so anchovy is all over the freaking place. Could we actually fit? Oh, no, it's a little too big. All right, because we have been saving some space over here. Does have to be considered shoreline for us to be able to build this. So we could potentially fit some of these salmon ones in here deliberately. See how that goes. Yeah, I think we should give that a shot. I know we said we were about to do residential, and now we're sitting here putting in more fishing, but I think we'll be okay. Let's adjust this up. So bring this right around here. I think we'll actually... Let's bring this along a little bit. No, let's come out from here. The 90. We'll come along here. Actually, let's go that way. There we go. And then let's continue this. Do we really need to do that? I don't think so. Let's actually get rid of that entirely. Just bring this up here. And then we can split this block. There we go. Cool. Cool. No, I don't think we want intersections close together. Let's not do that. There we go. Better. Better. Okay. So now we have our new salmon harbor. We just have to give it its little salmon lines. Where do those actually? There we go. Fishing lines. Here we go. All right. So we need to get out and over to the actual salmon. Let's just start over here. Oh, whoops. Get these lines curving. Oh, they can't cross each other. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I did not know that. Okay, let's think about this. All right, so what I think we want to do is totally get rid of that one. I have to get rid of all of it, unfortunately, I think. And then just kind of keep it in one space. We'll send the salmon up one side and the generic harbor up the other side. Okay. So, let's actually, I mean, we could send it around that way, but I think we just kind of send it, oops, send it kind of up here. Let's circle it back around. Come in right along there. I think that'll be enough, honestly, for it to catch all of the anchovies it needs. But for the salmon specifically, gotta hit this coastline here. All right, let's get really close here. And then I think, honestly, that's it. Turn back here. Come along this edge, just in case we don't get enough. Duck out again around the pier. Stick really tight to this island. Come right back through here. Oh, okay. Let's see how this goes. This will populate as well. Okay. So, good news is what that has done is allowed us to get some more housing in here. So let's do, we'll kind of think right along here. Let's get some commercial on each side. Get our housing back there. And we can do housing in here as well. Yeah, get that all actually here. There we go. Okay. Services. How are we doing on our services? Grad school, or elementary school rather, we're doing just fine. High school, we're doing just fine. Fire, seems like we're great. Police, great, or rather, healthcare, fire, police. There we go. We are losing a little bit of access right around here, so I think we could put a small police station just kind of right down. Maybe actually put this right on the corner here. There we go. Police some access here. Maybe just put in some nice trees or something along here. I don't know. We don't really need to do a ton with this space. We could just kind of have a nice little walking park here if we so desire. We'll give it a shot. We'll just kind of wait a little bit. The building is flooding. You know, I'm not an expert, but that's generally considered a bad sign. We'll just raise this up just a little bit. There we go. Hopefully we don't have to see that anymore now. We do have our little boat out there. Awesome. Let's see if we can keep an eye on this. First of all, let's speed it up because we don't have all day. We'll actually go check this one instead. All right, I'm confident that it's going to catch plenty of salmon. They're already practically halfway done. How much salmon do you have? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to be totally fine. I think they actually went out the opposite way that I expected them to, but that's really not a problem. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is going to be like the perfect loop right here. So glad to see it. All right, let's move this down here. Move this there. All right, now we have this new disasters DLC option here. I have not seen this before, so I just had to plan for it. Let's remove that. Oh, nice. We even have some of that dynamic rain and the dynamic day and night speed. We're going to actually remove at least the day and night speed. I'm okay with leaving the rain in, though, to be honest with you. So we'll leave the rain in for now. Fish farms seem to be doing just fine. No worries there. The only thing we might think about long term is connecting these roads. Because right now these trucks are obviously all going up and around here. I think it might be nice to throw in maybe just kind of like a one-way here. Do we have enough space to be able to do that? We have our small industry one-way. That's exactly kind of what we want. Can we kind of just come along here? Let's see if this works. It gives them kind of a way to get over here without running into everyone else and causing a mess. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Oh, our population growth going the wrong way. Wrong way. Okay. Let's keep building. Where else can we build in some housing? We do have some extra little spots here. I'm going to fill in a few of those spots just so we have that there. And our elder care facility or child care, I think that's what that is. I think we can add in some housing right there. Probably don't want to put in too much right there, but let's consider maybe a little bit more over here. Oh, hey, there we go. Nice. Level 4 park. You'll love to see it. And we could also potentially put in a little bit more housing kind of along the mountain edge here if it will let us fit some in, which I don't think is a bad idea at all for now. I don't anticipate we're going to build that much further in that space, like build up into the mountain. But if we can, we will just demo a few of these houses. I'm really not too stressed out about it. So, and speaking of which, maybe we kind of want to do that on this side as well. I think we should leave the space over here, to be honest with you. We may want this for any sort of our public transportation desires. So I think we should leave that there for the time being. And we'll expand a little bit here. I don't know what's going to be built there. That is a little odd. It's just inaccessible property, it seems. But let's put a few houses kind of right on the pier here. See how that goes. We are seeing that demand decrease a little bit, just as we're seeing more people enter the city. So not a bad idea by any means. I don't know if we were intentionally leaving that clear for some reason. Now I feel badly. But we're building on it. You know what? We can destroy it later if we need to. Okay. We have our little piers here. These feel very close together. How did that car even get there? You know, we're not sure. We're not sure, folks. Now let's build. We'll just put a few houses right along here. Okay. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to get to the full, was it 6,500? I think that we have to hit. Yeah, 6,500. That might be a little bit tough. So, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. We may want to expand over here. Just put in a little bit of housing here for the time being. I know I said I didn't really want to do it, and I still don't really want to do it. But I also really want to hit 6,500. So let's see. If we just zone all housing here. I'm just going to zone it out right on this traffic loop. Put in a little commercial here. And again, none of this is going to be permanent. I think we're going to go in and move all of this long term. But for now, this is just giving us an opportunity to really get these people into the city and give us the opportunity to figure this out long term. Here, I think let's take regular 2-lane here. I'm just going to go straight out and curve up. Boom, right there. And have we actually done the right traffic? Oh, whoops. Actually, I think we can select it right here to make sure that this is properly zoned as a traffic circle. Boom. There we go. Okay. Now it has the right zoning. Let's make sure this one is properly zoned as well. Boom. Beautiful. And let's make sure that this one's properly zoned as well. It looks like it is. Awesome. Okay. So we'll see if we get some of the growth that we need for the city through that. I'm feeling relatively confident. We'll see how this goes. still some few spaces that we can kind of squeeze in some lots here. So let's see if we can go ahead and do that. This looks like it could potentially benefit from some commercial. Just a little bit of commercial right there. There we go. This has house written all over it. Beautiful. Okay. Any other obvious spots here? Do some of this. Sit here. Just kind of filling in some space. There's a lot of just like very flexible space here. There we go. There's a ton right here. And again, you know, we'll figure out if we want to keep any of this, but at least gives us something to work from, to almost like sculpt a little bit more rather than starting from scratch over here. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Okay, is this just kind of like a walking path right now? I think that's kind of what it looks like to me. Let's actually bring this walking path, continue that along. We don't want the roads, rather, actually. Let's go into paths proper here. Is this a bicycling path? That's what it looks like. I think it is. Oh, okay. I mean, there we go. Continuing that, and then we'll zone on this side of it. Houses over here. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. And we'll just leave that empty for now, I think. He really wants a house right next to a playground here. I think this is right next to a school. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Go right along there. Actually zone in here a little bit too. Like that. I'm trying not to zone on the roundabout proper here, so that's why we're kind of leaving some of that space unzoned. But I think we can zone along this row here. I won't feel badly about that. So let's get that in there. All right, so things are starting to fill in a little bit more slowly now, which is totally fine. We could build like a little loop in here. That could be interesting, actually. If we just kind of do that. We can come right at... Don't want to destroy that house. There we go. So now we have all this zoning space right here. Just go ahead and, oops. As we wanted, go ahead and zone all that. There we go. Normally this would probably be some sort of cul-de-sac or something, but we're going to put that in right there. We could connect these two if we really wanted to. What would that look like here? We have to destroy a lot of stuff to do it. I don't love that. All right, so let's leave that alone for now. Oh no, we do have a dead person in this house. Oh, these are all the self-sufficient buildings too. That's why they all look so similar to me. I think that's okay though. They will not be here forever. Okay, cool. So we're definitely making some headway here. To 56. Okay. Cool. Is there another space here that we feel like we have room to actually add in some housing? There's a little bit of room here, but I think we will hold on to that just in case. It's like the one free spot we have here. I do think, okay, we do have housing along here, which is nice. We could potentially put some housing in up close to our mineral industry, and that's one thing I've thought about for a little bit. Like if we wanted to put some housing in, maybe potentially even just along Cooper Street, just do a little town around here, and maybe this is the time. Maybe that's what we're hearing, is we'll just put in a nice 2-lane kind of right through here. Nope, there we go, 4-lane road with the turning, and then just see if we can build a little bit of a community kind of in this area. I think just presume that we go right across, and we'll do something cooler than that, but just to kind of give us a rough planning idea of where we're going. And then we can kind of build our single lane roads off of this. I think this curves enough, but these will hopefully straighten out if we build off of them. We'll do maybe just a really tight kind of 10-unit block here. It's not going to be quite it. All right, let's actually pull back on this a little bit then, because I do think it makes sense to straighten it out, right? Probably about there. Yeah. All right, and we'll go, yep, absolutely straight across. Boom. Okay, cool. Makes life easier. Awesome. So pull back here. Let's go right up here. We'll actually do, 10 over at least here. And let's do one more 10 over. There we go. And we can do one more on the other side as well. These will be a little bit tighter too, as far as the block size. We're okay with that. In this space, at least specifically, being just a little bit more cramped, it'll be okay. And then let's kind of start to pull these out in about, well, actually here, let's kind of keep following our road. Just going 10 units up, and then we can start to connect these. There we go. 10 units over. And we'll kind of save this spot a little bit, I think, because it's a pretty fun natural feature. Put that up. Put that up. There we go. Cool. And maybe this is a community. I mean, this is definitely a community that will need a bus system. So I actually think that's going to be the first thing that we drop in here, is that we are going to need maybe a little bus station. I do like that idea. Put that in kind of right in the front. Ooh, would that fit in one of these blocks here? Not quite. It could fit in right here, though. Kind of behind the highway. I like that a lot. This is a big bus system, though. It's a hub for bus traffic. I don't know if we need a whole hub, if we just want kind of a smaller bus station. This is a bus depot, which, I mean, yeah, I know we have. Do we have any smaller options here? Inner city bus stations. These are all bigger terminals. All right, well, we'll just give it a shot. I don't think it's a bad idea to acknowledge that we would want a bus station here. So let's put that in there. We might not have bus routes to every place, but we'll start our bus route right now just to go up the hill there. Acknowledge that we're going to need to get people to work. All right, so this is going to go through our Main Street drag here. Go down here. I'm just trying to stop every now and then, make sure that people are able to get to work here. There, makes sense to me. Over here, one stop here, and we are going to go straight up to mine, drop people off right here, and then straight back. Done. Cool. Okay, so let's see if we can hook it into our kind of existing electrical grid, potentially. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just kind of come down right here, across this line. Then I'm actually going to go a little bit back further, a little bit more towards the highway, and loop this around here, because I think we're gonna want to do something with this area. Let's see if we can get our water out here too. I'm just gonna try to go under the road. For the purposes of making this a little bit more engaging here, and get here, right across. There we go. So now, up and around, get everything, all of that H2O goodness right here. And hopefully, this will kind of solve two issues with one situation, and we can get some additional workers for our industry here, while also solving some of our larger population problems. So I feel badly about this, but I am going to intentionally not place any schools in this area. I know we could potentially even use the special zoning that we have to be able to zone this, especially not to encourage kids to go to school. That feels like a little additionally cruel to me on some level, but we do need to zone this neighborhood, so we might just have to accept that. We're going to come just kind of along here, and this will just be everything underneath this highway, kind of around here. Okay, bottom square. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but we'll get there. All right, let's zone. Boom. There we go. Nice big opportunity for housing. Actually, here, let's not do that right there, though. We want to buffer a little bit of what I know is going to be some pretty loud bus activity right there. So let's actually, in this case, let's actually reverse this. So we'll put the housing on this side and keep that commercial kind of right over there, and that means we can make all of this housing as well. There we go. Put housing on the back of all these, and then I think let's we just run some quick walking paths down the middle here. Split this up into 4 and 3. I think we'll be just fine. And actually, I think let's get one more walking path in here too, and then we'll do the same deal back here, 4 and 3. Looks like we have a little bit of bus bunching, but nothing awful yet. Get housing all over here. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit of space for any essential services. Get a little medical clinic in right here. Again, this isn't kind of our main street here, so I think it's okay to back it up just a little bit. So we have our medical clinic. We have our firemen's little kind of fire station there, and then we're so close to being able to fit our police station as well. I don't want to ruin your house, so I'll put it on the side of the street. That's okay. And then we can put a little block of commercial there. Okay. Cool. So we're getting there. This is definitely helping with our housing issue as well. So fill those in. Let's see if those workers are actually getting up where we hope that they are going. Yeah, that's just crazy. We can, however, actually make sure that we do apply our policy here. School's out, and we're going to make that public transportation free too, because I think at this point we're assuming that I think the company is going to help subsidize this bus line to make sure that the passengers are able to get to their roles safely and responsibly. So let's go into our new route that we just laid down here. It's bus line 4, I'm presuming. 19 vehicles. I have no idea how you made that call, but that is just obviously not okay. We're going to use the bus, I think just the regular bus here, or sorry, actually just the regular biofuel bus here. Let's remove all these vehicles, take them all off the line. Okay. Then use our vehicle count modifier, our budget control, so just setting a reasonable number of buses. 14 still feels like a lot, so let's cut that down to maybe like 10. I don't know, maybe 50%. Maybe that get us, yeah, 10. Cool. I like it. I think that feels way more reasonable to me. All right, let's take a quick look at the stats here as a whole. Most of these people are adults. What is the education level in this district? Is it going to tell me? Is there an obvious way to find out? Workers, a fair amount of workers here. Love to see that. All right, let's pull back another block here. I think we can fit another full 10 out. 10 or 11 apparently, just no middle ground. Pull that back. We do want actually our angle snapping. There we go. Cool. Now we can put everything else back on. Here. And I think throw in our paths again as well, although it's starting to get a little bit more aggressive here. Let's go through, I think, on this line. This seems to be where things are breaking down a little bit. There we go. Okay. We'll throw in some housing here as well. Awesome. Actually, we have room. Let's unzone that. We'll put in a little bit of commercial back here, just in case. Wow, everyone still needs workers, huh? I thought we were doing okay with our ratios here, but it seems like there's just a good stellar demand for workers here. Not unlike real life at the moment, it sounds. Okay, there we go. Some more housing in here. We can even potentially go a little bit out further, get real close to the river here. We can get the full 10 out. Nice. Okay. So this will be our last block here. We can have some river houses right along this front here. And let's put our walking trails back in one more time. We'll make the bigger houses, I think, on that side. There we go here. And can someone get this freaking tree out of the road? Killing me. There we go. All right. Housing here, and then all along here as well, I think. There we go. It's a pretty solid riverfront property. I think people would want to own that. And then let's put just a little bit of commercial right there, but we've learned our lesson. Keep the commercial to a minimum. There we go. Cool. All right, so we have a nice kind of square growing here. And I think we could even expand one more out. I don't want to get too far, or rather too close to the bridge, because I think we want to make sure that we leave some room there, but we can expand out this way. Oh, whoops, our water has not expanded to accommodate our riverfront citizens here. Looks like we'll actually be okay almost everywhere there, but let's go up here just in case. And that'll get everyone who might live up there as well. And then we can go to town over here. This guy's having a really great river view as well. Okay. Maybe we can connect these. Maybe go over or under. I think that'll be fun. Let's wait a little bit to figure out what makes the most sense, but I think we can make that work. All right, 6,000. We're getting pretty close. Getting pretty close. All right, what are we looking at here? We got to have more workers. It's literally exactly, this is exactly the same, right? Am I going crazy? This is exactly the same. I'm very confused here and frankly a little bit annoyed, but I think we're going to get there. All right, so one thing we might do is go to our selection options here, select all of this, get rid of the tree selection because that's not what we want. We really just want to copy this road here. Put this like right here. And then we are going to change our road type. We're going to upgrade just to our regular road. What I wanted to do was copy the same curve of the road. So now we can connect it up here. Oops. There we go. And now we're kind of mimicking this whole road right here. Go back here. I don't know what's... This is a little bit weird. Oh, it's a bridge. That's why I see. Well, here, let's pause this and actually pull back on all of this. This needs to... Actually, here. Kind of just curve up here. That's not what we wanted to do. Let's pull back. Pull this up. Force this to be flat. There we go. That's more what we're looking for. All right, that node is pretty gross. So let's see what we can do about that. I click here. Let's pull that back a fair amount. Actually, pull this back a fair amount as well. There we go. Much better. Okay, that already looks way, way, way better. Wow. Huh. Nice. Okay, what if I slope that? Really, you don't really see any difference there, do you? Okay, I think it's fine. We'll leave it there. All right, what can we build along here? Just kind of get close to the fishing. I say fishing. I don't know if there would be fishing there. Probably, yes, but kind of close to that nice fishing area there. And then maybe we can just kind of curve in here, actually. Have an intersection right here. Get out that way. I like that idea. All right, pull back there. I'll just set this again straight. Boom. Boom. Okay. So what I do want to make sure that we do, though, is we do not want to have lights there. Definitely not what we're looking for. I think actually we can just go directly into our traffic junction here. Move that. There we go. Stop signs on either side here. Actually, maybe we can just change those to yields because I think what we want to do is take this road. Boom. There we go. That's what we want. Okay. That should definitely help moving through this space as well. All right, so now we can do a little bit. That looks really gross, doesn't it? Here, let's see if we can clean this up just a little bit. All right. So here we want to go. 10 over. That's too big. We just 5. Okay, gonna be 6 apparently. And then kind of curve down a little bit here. Come on, work with me. There we go. All right, that actually works out okay. I know we lost a house there, but I think that'll work just fine. Okay, and this will be a little bit of a harder cut. That's totally fine. All right. We'll get some nice housing right along here. We'll just go all the way around that corner. Ooh, not there though. There we go. Okay. Zone right along here. And what I'm being very careful to do is not zone actually into this road itself. We just want to zone on the other side, which is annoying because those lots are so much bigger, but we're going to try to just let that go. If we wanted to, I don't really want to zone along here. We'd have to do better tree coverage, I think, because these houses are so close to the highway. Let's see what we can get just with this zoning here. And we may actually want to pull out a little bit further here. Let's go another 10 out here, 10 over, and then see what we can get. There we go. Go up there. Oops. Oh, well. All right. We're just kind of unintentionally clicking things and making things happen. That's what I like to see. There we go. Sorry, get some of these houses in. Oh, and we have no water pipes, so that will be problematic. So they bring the water down from here over. We can kind of go right along here. There we go. And actually, I should probably make sure we loop that up. There we go. So we'll loop up over here too. Beautiful. All right. Well, our water and sewer capacity is still phenomenal, so we won't have to worry about that too much. We are getting there. The exact same number of workers. I do not understand it. It's absolutely crazy to me. Are we not getting people in on our bus routes at all? How many people do you have? 0. How many people do you have? 1. Okay. All right. 1 person is headed to their job up in the mines, so I guess that's nice. Or single person. That's okay. We can keep expanding our grid here. Let's see how this goes. We can make this work. I'll actually do that alongside there too. Cool. All right, we are going to be stretching the limits of our capacity here though pretty soon in this area. Let's do kind of our 3 along here. And here I might actually just do 1 big corner house and see how that goes. Actually, yeah, because we don't want to. There we go. All right, any other houses that are ripe for construction here? I guess we could zone these. Or just the 1, really. And we could zone along here. There we go. And maybe this edge. Nice. Hey, there we go. All right. We have hit our big town population count. Finally, I think this is a great time to take a quick break. We have our high density residential zone, commercial zone, office zone, college campuses, all sorts of great stuff. I'm just excited to take a look at all the things that we can do now. If we look at some of our college campus options, we can do a trade school. We have some varsity sports stadium options, as well as an aquatic center. We'll have some museums pretty soon. Exciting stuff. Awesome trade school will require, I think, potentially unlocking a few other things, it looks like, to create an actual campus area to put a trade school there. But I think we will get there just fine. And we also have our delightful high density. So I think when we come back, we may tackle the daunting challenge of trying to lay out some initial roads in this area, maybe kind of plan our downtown. I think what I'm really interested in is taking some inspiration from real life cities that are going to look very similar to what we want our downtown to look like. Look at what their road structure looks like, how their blocks are set up, and see if we can mimic that to come up with something that's still organic, right? So I think the last thing we want to do is come in here and just plan something that doesn't respect kind of how the city would have grown over time. If we're assuming, if, for example, these were docks and this was originally kind of the working space of the city and it grew out from here, that's something that we want to consider. So we'll talk more about that next time. For now, and the other thing you definitely need to do is figure out what's going on with our industry. Hey, 7 more workers. 6 more workers. Okay, we're getting there. All right, thank you so much for joining me, folks. I appreciate it, and I will catch you next time.